you need to know that there's a hidden blueprint being executed right now by the world's most powerful financial institutions. And what you're about to see, well, it's not speculation. It's a documented, it's a verified, and it is a time-stamped plan for the complete tokenization of global finance. So the stake here could not be higher. You see, while most retail investors are glued to the daily price charts, legacy banks are quietly building a brand new system, a system that could fundamentally invalidate entire investment strategies almost overnight. So the real question is, are you positioned for what's coming next? You know, the story we're all told is one of constant regulatory hostility, right? This ongoing battle between innovation and government oversight that's supposedly holding back any real institutional adoption in the United States. That's the narrative. But the reality, and this is confirmed by the regulators themselves, is the exact opposite. The green light isn't coming. It was already given. This single line, this is it. It comes from a joint statement by the Federal Reserve, the OCC, and the FDIC. And it is the key. They explicitly stated that their rules make no distinction between private, permissioned blockchains and public, permissionless ones. In the world of regulation, this is the equivalent of a nuclear bomb going off. So, what does this actually mean in plain English? Well, think about it. When a bank holds a traditional asset, they have to set aside a certain amount of capital to cover its risk. This ruling says that tokenized assets on public ledgers, like the XRP ledger, are treated with the exact same risk weighting. This single move just demolished the biggest regulatory barrier to institutional adoption and paved the way for everything that follows. Okay, so with that regulatory path completely cleared, the infrastructure is now being activated. And this right here is the first piece of hard evidence. $3 trillion. Let that sink in for a second. That is the annual clearing volume of Ripple Prime. And listen, this isn't some future projection. This is the current operational scale of the new gateway for institutional crypto derivatives. And this gives them the crucial regulatory certainty they need. See, Ripple Prime offers access to derivatives on the Coinbase Derivatives Exchange, which is fully cleared and regulated by the CFTC. This creates that 24/7 always-on trading environment that institutions have been desperate for. The on-ramp is officially built and open for business. Now let's just escalate this a bit. If Ripple Prime is the on-ramp, what we're about to look at is the entire financial highway system. $3.8 quadrillion. That is the annual settlement volume of the DTCC, the Depository Trust and Clearing Corporation. You have to understand, this organization is the central plumbing for the entire U.S. financial system. They hold $100 trillion in custody. They are the market. And this is where the plan becomes crystal clear. A verified DTCC patent was discovered that lays out their entire framework for global asset tokenization. And deep inside that patent, it explicitly names the compatible assets required for their new system to even function. And here's the crucial point. The assets have already been identified. The DTCC patent, it names XRP and XLM as the digital liquidity tokens for its cross-ledger framework. This isn't just a hint, it's a blueprint for how the old system's plumbing is going to connect directly to these specific public ledgers. All right, so we have the regulatory green light. We have the institutional infrastructure. Now, we have the timeline. Go ahead and mark your calendar. The SEC has scheduled an official roundtable for April 16, 2026, and this is not just another meeting. It's a public deadline, signaling the final, coordinated regulatory push to bring the multi-trillion-dollar U.S. options market on-chain. So let's just connect all the dots, shall we? The regulatory framework is in place. The institutional on-ramps are live and operational. One of the largest legacy financial institutions has patented its integration, even naming specific digital assets. And now, a final timeline is officially on the calendar. The evidence all points to one thing: a coordinated, multi-agency, institutional rollout. You know, receiving this kind of intelligence is one thing, but acting on it, that's something else entirely. You're watching Crypto Global News. Our mission is to deliver the verified intelligence you absolutely need to stay ahead of what could be an historic wealth transfer. But you have to understand, this intelligence is time sensitive. So if you are watching this without a subscription, you are missing the alerts. This timeline is accelerating. Click subscribe to stay on it. And to connect with our intelligence network, do 3 simple things: like, share, and subscribe. Then join our private Telegram for real-time updates. The link for that is right in the description. And finally, go engage with the community on the question from today's explainer. And that brings us to our final provocative question. We've just uncovered the U.S. blueprint for the new financial rails, but what are global central banks already building on top of them? The answer to that is in our next explainer, which is on your screen right now. Go ahead and click it to continue.
Stay ahead in the crypto market. Subscribe now for the latest global news and updates.